UWG.com or the Odyssey app.
Team 1. Brittyan.
Is everybody ready to play?
Yade.
Okay, so who wants to beat this boss for me?
Riley.
It's time to give the people what they came for.
Fight.
Dude, when you hit that high with that secret level on Let's Babysit Chrissy on Barbie.com, chef's kiss.
Look, the story can be amazing, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna like the game, okay?
And then I told them I come in two fonts. I'm either playing video games comfy cozy in my bed, or I'm getting banned on PC lobbies and having 12-year-olds swear at me.
KO. The Gaming Wolf wins.
Whoa, that was crazy. That was crazy. You know what else is crazy? Welcome to a new season of the Gaming Wolf, everybody. Let's clap it up for a new season of the Gaming Wolf.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! Because I am joined by some wonderful people today. If y'all want to introduce yourselves, to my left.
I'm Brittyan.
And at the board.
It's Riley, folks.
It is, and I'm so excited. Like, you guys have excited. Whoa. You guys have no idea how excited I am to be doing this show with these two lovely people right here. Really how much I love the Gaming Wolf in general. Like, so much respect to the people who created the show, to Micah, to Lauren, etc., Shem, all those good people, those good folks. This is for you. It might not have as much sauce because we're like super like shy guys, but like so much respect to the sauce that it used to have. And who knows, maybe one day it'll have as much sauce because we'll like learn from your example.
An unmatched level of sauce on the original
show. An unmatched level of sauce. To be honest, guys, I don't know. I can only talk about how excited I am. That's really it.
I mean, we should probably explain to people what the show is, just in case they haven't been a longtime viewer of the Gaming Wolf.
That's an excellent point. So the Gaming Wolf is a little different than what it used to be, because it used to be a show that talked both about video games and anime. We've kind of shortened it to just the video games. I could talk about anime all day, but my co-hosts, I don't even know if they like anime, guys. Like,
unknowledgeable is where I put myself on the topic.
Yeah, limited experience.
Limited experience. Well, so we shifted it to just video games because, well, not just video games, just games in general.
We've added we've added the games and took out the video prefix of it because I know I personally really love board games. I really care about board games. And so we wanted to throw tabletop into the mix, just for fun, because it deserves to be talked about alongside video games, other types of games. We probably won't be talking about sports because that's Wolf Sports Network's territory.
Hey, the Wolves play there. So if you want to go listen to them at some point, definitely go do that as well.
Exactly.
But also this show has a little bit of like a component where if you maybe don't like know anything about games, or like don't know as much, or you just like don't know what all the hype is about, we teach you about all that sort of stuff here as it comes up as we discuss. So don't go anywhere, because this might be our first song break, but it's going to go hard. Well, all right. Welcome back, everybody. This is, as we said before, a new season of the Gaming Wolf. Although I did kind of forget to introduce myself. That's my bad. At least according to Brittyan, but Brittyan can't be trusted. So just in case you didn't hear me,
Wow.
In episode
I
1?
didn't say
Called
whoa, Hey,
out.
no one said it wouldn't be shady, guys. My name is Yade, and I'm super excited to be doing this again. Like I mentioned, I'm just generally always excited. Brittyan knows this about me. Riley knows this about me. And you're probably going to find out, but I'm scared at the way that Brittyan's looking at me right now. For our audio listeners only, very scared. Either way, today we are talking about something super exciting, which is like the games of 2025, 2026. Those that have released already and those that we are excited and very expectant of. I know personally, out of the games that released in 2025, now they're going to learn this about me, but I love Pokemon. Like, I love Pokemon a lot. So much that even though I know I'm saying the wrong pronunciation because it is Pokemon, I love it that much that I actually don't care. We're like old friends. But I was so excited that Legends ZA came out because I am a fan of that generation of Pokemon games, which we'll talk about eventually. But Brittyan, what were you excited that released last year that we are that we already know what it is?
We already know. I was really excited for Silksong, and I finally got it this week. I loved Hollow Knight, and now I get to be Hornet. Are you kidding me? I get to be tall. I get to be a lady. I get to be a lady with a sword.
Ladies with a
Those are the
sword.
best games.
Yeah, no, very very much of a boost when you can implement a lady with a sword into the mix.
I think with Silksong, like obviously it was such an event, right? Like the online stores were getting, shutting down and having to get some work done on them. And so I really love that, like that fervor around the release. I think it was really fun. And as someone who has yet to play the game, but also loved Hollow Knight so much, it's just really exciting to see, like, one, a great sequel get made and be super talked about, but also have like an indie game get super, like, great attention from media and stuff.
No, absolutely. I agree, especially like with indie games because they're like very hit or miss with the general community. So it's exciting to see like one that actually like sticks around and then also gets like such a lovely sequel because there's so many games that like people have never seen before in their lives. And we get to talk about those. So,
It's just incredible. Brittyan, what is like really appealing to you about Silksong right now?
I love the soundtrack. I think it just sets the mood so much for Silksong. Like, yeah, you could have amazing visuals, but once you add like the music and the like sound effects to everything, it's just like you're in that world. You are that person.
Is it as moody as the Hollow Knight soundtrack?
Yes.
Ooh, that's what I needed to hear, baby. That's all I needed to hear about that.
See,
Like-
Riley's gonna ask the like really like deep questions about like your personal game enjoyment experience.
I'm just so nosy about it because like the way people enjoy games is super fascinating. Like there's such a breadth to how you can enjoy video games that to me it's always the most interesting question of why did you enjoy it? Because like visuals and story, I'm a huge gameplay person. Like I do love a good story, don't get me wrong, love a good story. But for me to stick around, I gotta have fun playing it. But I love just hearing people be like, oh yeah, the music was great, because it's not something I think about a lot.
Mhm.
And so when someone's like, the music was great, I'm just like, yeah, it was. Like the music is great.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel on it. And I think that's just what a lot of this show is about for me personally, is just learning what people tend to enjoy about games and how I can like deepen my own love of gaming as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, that's truly like the message that we're like trying to like broadcast is like we have so many feelings about these things that we do, and you interpret things so differently as just an individual that it's super interesting to see how other people perceive it or how other people can learn about it, because that's really what excites me. I like to like teach folks about different things, especially something like as personal and gratifying as finishing something crazy such as a video game.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite 2025 release, my friend?
Oh man, it's time for Boring Town.
Whoa,
Have you
stop
heard?
it.
Have you heard of the Game of the Year winner, Expedition 33? Wow, I
Whoa.
agree with the masses. I agree with the critics.
Oh my God, Riley's an industry plant guy.
I'm such a guys. I'm an industry plant. I love Expedition 33. It is so incredible. It reminds me of Nier Automata, if anyone knows that game. Many parts of how its story is structured, even to like the music, like those two games are very tied to one another, and to me at least, they are both great, and I love them for so many reasons. I think Expedition 33 just has that like X factor for gameplay for me, where like every character has this unique resource they can use in combat, and it just shapes the way each of them play. There's a cast of 6 characters, and your party can only hold 3. And every time I played the game, every time I entered a fight, I was just sad I couldn't bring in all 6 party members. I wanted to use everybody so bad, and like Minoko is the best example of a character that I really loved from a gameplay angle, but just didn't use a lot. So that is what made that game so special to me, is just feeling like every single character in my party was this super in-depth experience that I could experience.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment, especially just with games in general. There's so much that you can take away from all of them, even if you're not like super heavy on gameplay or super heavy on story. There's always like a balance of something that you can find, which is really interesting to me. Especially because I am definitely a fall in love with my party members kind of person. Like if I'm spending 5 hours plus with a character, I don't care if they're shapes and colors. That's my new BFF. We're gonna go out for milkshakes later. Like there is no space to talk about it differently. I will say something that I've come to enjoy within the last like 5 years of my gaming quote unquote journey is definitely the music. The music is big. The music is like, especially in something like Pokemon, the music is like super duper epic.
Yeah.
Whoa, guys, I just made up a new word.
Super
Supercalifragilistically epic. Epic, the music it is. It's great. And to be able to experience that differently is super cool. And it's something that I had to learn about. We had to learn about what games sound like as like a 21-year-old in college with people who come from different like artistic backgrounds. Music is super important and is super prevalent. So I don't know about y'all, but I want to know what games sound like.
If only there was like something we did on this show where we talk about how games sound. Oh wait, we do. It's our special segment, The Sounds of Gaming.
Whoa.
Nah, not this one either. I'm really not trying to traumatize anybody.
This is a little goofy. All right, now this is more my style.
But there's no wrong way to enjoy the soundtrack of gaming.
Well, so not to like self-promote here, but I'm definitely right. There is no like wrong way to enjoy the sound of gaming. I know personally, as a like avid player of anything, literally throw anything at me, I'll play anything. Spending the last 6 years of your life with somebody who only talks about music is gonna make you start thinking about it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's so true.
For those at home unaware, I do in fact live with a musician, and he just spits music at me.
Yeah,
Not to mention our boss here at the radio station, Michael, who you can start like a note and he'll just be like, whoa, this sounds like this. And then suddenly you're like rethinking the past 10 years of your life where you would have had no correlation between any of those two things.
Yeah.
But hey, that's just what games sound like for me.
Like games are just so varied now, and like that is one, I think the variety of gaming music in the world now, from different tones, genres, styles, lengths, even like there are songs from games that are a minute long, there are songs in games that are 10 minutes long, there's ones with lyrics without. And I think with gaming as a whole, it's just it's you know, the epitome of how great the gaming landscape is right now in terms of straight variety. And so yeah, like the sounds of gaming are super important, and I'm sure you're bombarded with it because you're living with a musician. I am someone who like lives with other people, and so a lot of the time, in order to not disturb my roommates, I won't play games with the sound on. And so I'm in a very weird camp of, I know gaming sounds and soundtracks a little bit, but at the same time, it's like probably the part of gaming I'm the least initiated in, is like knowing soundtracks, knowing the feeling of a game's sound. And I think more recently, now that I've like played with sound more and more frequently, I've gotten to that point where I'm starting to understand how important it is and how lovely it can be for a game, like with Silksong, like what Brittyan said.
Yeah, Brittyan, why don't you touch some more on the sounds of Silksong?
I've just started, so I'm not that deep into the sounds yet.
Understandable.
But the way that I use sound when I play a game is to like, I guess, feel the feelings that they want to convey. Like when there's a boss, like the sounds get more intense, and I do use that as an amateur gamer, very casual. I'm like, this music's getting sus. Let me just turn around real quick
There's
and
imminent
run
danger.
away.
Personally, for me, that's how I'm like, does someone else have to do this for me? Because if the music starts getting a little too crazy, I'm out of there.
Yes.
Like I used to play Genshin Impact, and whenever you would encounter something, the music has gotten crazy now because it's like, whoa, you encounter something and it's like this orchestral bombardment, and I'm like, did I like just step into enemy territory? But like enemy territory where I have to hand this controller off to someone who knows what they're doing, because I don't.
Yes.
There's an increasing number of games recently that I've played with like dynamic soundtracks where it's the same music going the whole time, but it keeps adapting and evolving depending on what happens. I don't think this game is specifically that, but Gris utilizes that to such a great degree. That game is gorgeous visually. It's got this like avant-garde polygonal, shape kind of vibe to it that's just a little abstract. And so the music, the way it swells with entering new areas and flows into itself, you're always working towards a greater sense of danger typically, but the fact that the music can repeat the same motif over and over and over again in different contexts for that game specifically is really part of the magic of just walking around that game's world and absorbing the grandioseness of it and how epic it can be, and how, to me at least, there's a segment in that game where you go into a cave and then the drums start beating and like the music swells a little bit and it gets deeper. It's got more of a bass line to it, and then you come out of the cave and it just immediately just crescendos down, or decrescendos for all you music people, down back to like the simple piano melodies that it once was, and it just feels so right in that game. And I love when games have been doing that more and more recently.
Yeah, I think like lately playing games has been kind of eye-opening when it comes to music, because obviously there's so many emotions that you could feel, and I'm a big emotional person. So if I'm okay with being told by the music, hey, this is what's going on right now, this is how you should feel. I have no problem abiding by it, just because it's interesting to become like a participant and an audience member to what's going on. And I feel like that's like a pretty universal experience for like anything besides like games too. Like you hear music and you think, hey, and you see like what's going on around you, you're like, wow, this is something that's like, I'm experiencing this in real time. And I think Riley and Brittyan both have like excellent points as like the emotion, and then also like how much goes into it and how much you take from it. Because even when it's not like music and it's just sound effects or sounds and things that just feel like they just feel real and they deepen the experience, I'm a really big fan of stuff like that. So anyhow, that was really fun, guys. I love talking about sound with you. And you know what else I love talking about? Scatter Smothered, covered by Wolf Radio at our Spirit Night, February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. In-person or to-go orders will help support our shows, podcasts, and digital content. So be an all-star and order an all-star at the Maple Street Waffle House on February 24th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. That is 2 p.m. to 9 p.m., February 24th at the Maple Street Waffle House. So if you love The Gaming Wolf, if you love Wolves of the Written Word, all of those shows, come on out, support us. It's going to be great. Just like the song break is going to be fantastic. Welcome back to the Gaming Wolf. I know you enjoyed that song break because I enjoyed that song break. And, you know, you and I, we think the same. We are twins.
And
Mentally, we are twins.
And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm sure you enjoyed that quiet moment of contemplation and reflection.
And looking at our logo.
Period. We love our logo. We love our logo. We love our logo. Sorry, guys. I'm very excited about our logo. It was made by someone very talented and special, and you'll never guess who it was.
I don't know.
Who might it have been? We'll never know.
It was
We'll never
Brittyan,
know.
guys.
Oh, God, we know now. What do we do?
What? Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Speaking of
Spoiler.
spoilers, we got games coming out this year.
We do.
And
Yeah.
we have games that we're excited about that are coming out this year.
That we can't spoil because they aren't released yet.
Wait, do we have like insider knowledge? Do we know?
No.
Not
What?
me.
Why? Why do we know? Guys,
Do
we
you
need to
work
know.
in the gaming industry?
Oh, boy. If I worked in the gaming industry, all video games would say by Yade at the bottom.
That's fair.
Just like at the end of the credits, guys.
Yeah,
That's
my uncle works at Nintendo actually, and he said that they were gonna do a bunch of stuff that I can't tell you. It's a secret. Hee hee.
Oh my God, clock it. Well, hey, we're here. Let ask your uncle for forgiveness rather than permission.
Well, one thing my uncle has cleared me to talk about because they've announced it already is Rhythm Heaven Groove, which I'm a huge fan of the Rhythm Heaven series. If for those uninitiated, it is a series of rhythm games where you press buttons along to the beat of music. And Rhythm Heaven has a very unique vibe to it. Every little song you play with is accompanied with a little cute story, whether you're kicking soccer balls while you're on a date with a girl, or you're high-fiving monkeys in a clock. You're doing something cute to the beat of every single song in the game. You're playing badminton on planes with this other dog.
Oh my gosh, wait, I did play that once. I was playing golf.
Yes, everything. That's also in Rhythm Heaven. If you can't tell, Rhythm Heaven Fever is my favorite one. All those examples are from that game specifically. But Nintendo is hopefully releasing Rhythm Heaven Groove this year, which is just another installment in the franchise. I don't think it'll break new ground or anything. I don't think it's going to change the formula. But cute rhythm games, cute little characters, little art style, and catchy music. Like the vocal tracks in Rhythm Heaven are elite, dude. They are so good. So I'm just excited for a new Rhythm Heaven game because rhythm games aren't really around anymore. Like we used to have Guitar Hero and Rock Band competing with each other a lot of the time, and then they died out pretty quickly. So Rhythm Heaven hopefully is a return to form for rhythm games. But that's kind of my biggest one. That's like a real personal one for me. Obviously, there's bigger games, GTA 6 or whatever, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Boo.
But
Sorry.
Really, it's a boo for GTA.
I'm excited, but I'm scared. I'm like clutching my pearls, and I don't know if it's in dismay or in excitement yet. That's a big one that I'm like. I just hope that not even like the actual development of it, but I hope it's just received well.
I don't really see any reason it wouldn't, honestly.
I don't know.
I mean, how long has it been since GTA 5?
13 years.
13
Oh.
years.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a little bit.
It's been a hot minute.
Okay, they should have something good by now.
I hope so. I mean, like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm clutching my pearls. That's all I know. I just don't know how yet. But if we're talking about like personal excitement, Persona 4 revival or reboot or whatever.
First remake mentioned on the show, folks. We didn't even go one
Okay.
episode without remakes. Let's go.
Listen. Linda, listen. Are you listening?
I'm
Are you
listening.
listening? Okay. I love Persona so much. And that's not like, it's not like, oh my gosh, Yade loves Persona. No wonder there's like Persona music all over this place. No, y'all. These games have fundamentally changed my being. I was such a little guy. Now I'm like a less little guy. And I'm so different because of those games. Also, I just love that we can do a TV motif when it comes to like the naming conventions of this game. Because if they don't do like reboot or like something similar, I might be pretty peeved.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, my feathers will be quite ruffled, but I'm so excited. I don't know if it's coming out this year. I was told by probably an unreliable source. Check your sources, kids. But we'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out together. What about you, Brittany?
I'm excited for Haunted Chocolatier, which definitely better come out this year.
Or the Stardew Valley 1.7 update, right, guys?
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Stardew Valley turns 10 in a few days.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
why would you say that? I feel elderly now. That's great.
I think Haunted Chocolatier is like, I don't know what I'm expecting it to be anymore, because when it got announced, I'm like, okay, it's just going to be like a Stardew Valley type thing. And now the further away we get from it, I'm just like, no, it's something going to be really different, I think. And so I'm really curious to see where Concerned Ape goes with Haunted Chocolatier, because I think it seems pretty clear that Stardew Valley is a game near and dear to all of our hearts. And we love, and you know, Stardew Valley is great. So I think I'm really excited for Haunted Chocolatier, but I would love to know what it really ends up being. Is it more of like a management game or a simulation game rather than more of like a, you know, a casual social farming game? So that's kind of the big question I have about Haunted Chocolatier, but I agree with you heavily, Brittyan. I am excited as all get out for that game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm excited for something. It's not like a new game release, but it's like a chapter release for those who know Deltarune. Very excited. It's like one of those games where it's so current but also so old that the theories that span my YouTube recommended page are both from like yesterday evening and like 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes of that. All I know is we got some splaining to do. There are some people listening right now who are like, what are you guys talking about? Like, I have no idea what any of these things are. And just as we had a perfect segment for you before, we got something perfect for you right now. So, if you want to learn something, hold on to your seatbelts.
Hey, Brittyan, what do you know about games?
I have a Switch.
Oh.
If you're tired of people asking you this question all the time, then you're exactly where you need to be. Because today, we're going to learn how to get into...
Whoa. So we are going to talk about some, like, ways to get into games today. Specifically some of the ones that we've mentioned. Some of them are a little bit more accessible than others. Some of them are a bit more current than others.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Pokemon's super easy to get into. You can start all the way back when, or you can start right now and have no idea what you're doing, and that's fine. There are just some things in the gaming world where you can just jump right into. Sure, you'll be a little confused. You'll ask someone a couple questions, but that's what we're here for. We're here for that. And it's also perfect timing because they just announced a future release of one of their older games, one of their old remakes, in fact.
Yes.
So if you want to experience the Kanto region like it was just yesterday that it came out, be sure, for those of us who have Switches and Switch 2s, lucky, to be on the lookout for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. If you want an older, more like, I'm not going to say dated in a bad way, but more dated experience, for those of you who want that.
Traditional is the
Traditional.
kind word to use, I would say.
Traditional. That's good. Like that.
I'm definitely excited for obviously the Fire Red and Leaf Green re-release, and that is a great way to introduce yourself to Pokemon games in a way that's relatively inexpensive. Obviously, price is a big barrier for all of us, okay? I'm sure if you're like someone who's not super into Pokemon and see a $60 game with $30 worth of expansions, you are pretty turned off by attempting to play the game. And so I think this re-release being a little cheaper, being nicer, is going to be a really great way for anyone who, you know, has a friend who loves Pokemon or whatever to get into it in a way that feels authentic but also really accessible. And I think that's great because right now it is really hard to get into newer games. They're all more expensive now. We know, you know, $70 games have become the standard. And if you don't have like a newer console, like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series console, they're getting more expensive, you know, like this is just factual. They're just computers, and currently most computer parts are being bought to work towards artificial intelligence rather than making game consoles. So they're not abundant and the prices are going up. So if you're really trying to get into newer games, I'm sorry, you're a little out of luck, but Pokemon is a great way to do it with Fire Red and Leaf Green re-releasing and playing on your laptop. There are tons of new games coming out from independent developers that are super low strain and don't require a huge, you know, powerful computer to run. Hollow Knight Silksong is a great example of that. It's a game, you know, obviously we've talked about Brittyan loves, I will love. And So look into the independent game market. It's as strong as it's ever been. It's super cheap. Silksong is like a game it's $20, and most people I've talked to play it for like 15 hours. So bang for your buck is definitely in the independent market, as well as not needing to buy a console for it either. So that's like my biggest thing for getting into modern games. Play new indie stuff, and maybe dip your toes into some of the older AAA games that, newer machines can run better.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a more seasoned gamer and you have any recommendations for our audience members who may not be as like in touch with the gaming scene, please talk to us at the Wolfie WG on Instagram. Like, we'll respond. It'll be great because that way we'll have not only our opinions, but we'll get some feedback from you guys to see what else are we missing. Like, what other ways are there to get into this super huge market that don't require specifically one thing. I know, like, personally, Riley's really on the money there with the independent creators. And even when it comes to gaming, it doesn't have to be like you're in there playing experience. Streamers, let's players, they're like super in, as they have been for the past like 10 years. So if there's a game that you're really curious about, maybe peruse the first episode of like a gameplay about it. Maybe that'll tell you, hey, I feel like I can invest some money that I want to in this, or maybe I'm just okay watching it, because that's okay too. Getting into gaming doesn't exactly mean go out, get a brand new Nintendo Switch 2 and buy all the latest gaming advancements ever. It just means get into it at your own pace, And speaking of getting into things on your own pace, I know I personally took a while to get into waffles as a food. I know, crazy segue. I used to hate waffles. I still hate French toast. But
You still hate French toast?
I still hate French toast. Ask my mother. But if you ever wanted to support your favorite station while eating Waffle House hash browns, Wolf Radio is hosting a Spirit Night February 24th. That's tomorrow. From 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Maple Street Waffle House. That is the Maple Street Waffle House, not any others. On February 24th, tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Your scattered, smothered order will cover our needs. Waffle House Spirit Night, 2 p.m. on Tuesday, February 24th at the Maple Street location. Hey, come out. We'll be there. We'll be eating, probably. I'll probably be eating a lot, guys.
And Wolf Sports Network will be there after the big softball game tomorrow as well.
Yeah, so if you have any sports questions and you're like, hey, why didn't they win and they should have won, they'll be there. So talk to them for sure.
Don't forget to save. You're listening to The Gaming Wolf, only on Wolf Radio.
Whoa. Did you save? Brittany, did you? How long has it been since you saved?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? That's a whole like 24 hours of a save file that you haven't saved yet.
Risky.
After this, everybody better go save. Go save your save files. Go relax. Go eat something nice. Go to your kitchens. Anyway. Games. Games that came out that we don't really know how we feel about them.
Is it? Can I rip probably one of my most controversial takes that I will have on this show?
I'd be offended if you didn't.
I'm gonna call my shot
Do it.
early here. Donkey Kong Bonanza,
Oh, wow.
Game of the Year
Okay.
nominee. Listen,
Are you serious? Nominee?
it is a nominee.
That's crazy.
It was nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards, and listen, it's a good game. It could even be a great game. It wore thin for me so quickly because the hook of the game is that like you're Donkey Kong and you can pick up parts of the environment and throw it around. So you can pick up a piece of rock from the ground and swing it and destroy more of the environment. You know, you can knock down mountains and stuff. And it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but the game gets a little repetitive in my opinion. And not to talk down on the game because this is a plus when I bought it, is that you feel like you're 7 again. It really makes you, because it kind of plays on that 7-year-old feeling of just smashing things together, just like wanting your toys to fight and you wanting to pick things up and destroy it. And that was really nice for me. But over time, the game just got more and more repetitive for me personally, where it was just like, okay, I'm picking up the ground, I'm picking up the side of the mountain, I'm going to swing it around, I'm going to ride on it a little bit, I'm going to collect the collectibles in this game. And that was kind of it. And I definitely enjoyed it to a point. But after a while, it dulled. Like, I don't know why it didn't have the staying power that it had for other people, but it just didn't stick around enough for me. There was such great joy in my experience to begin with, but it's just unfortunate. But that's just where I'm at with that game right now.
I definitely get that for sure. I think, like, not even like docking on the game, but like a game that didn't have as much staying power as I would have liked was Monster Hunter.
Oh,
Just because I was so like, it blew me away. The story, the graphics, the visuals, everything about that game was just so good until I just stopped caring. Maybe it's just because it's one of those games that can be so much more like uplifted by playing with other people, and not a lot of people that I knew were playing it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just need to give it another shot, because that's another thing about games that I don't always click with. Sometimes I just gotta go back in there and give it another shot. You know, give it another chance. Let it go back in there, because there was so much that made the game enjoyable. The fighting system, the music. Although I will say the fighting system did get on my nerves because I play with a bow, and if you've ever played with a bow, sometimes combat feels very uneven and unfair, because you're like, how the heck am I supposed to hit that big thing when it's chasing me? But it was not the bow in this situation. And I know I might have to give it another shot, because I see a lot of people that did actually like it, that it has that staying power for a lot of people. So sometimes you just got to go back in there and give it another shot. Sometimes the game has everything it needs. You just got to try again.
I'm so sorry. I did just think about this. I need to put Brittany on blast a little bit, because in the office the other day, we were talking about that there was this Barbie horse game that came out last year.
Oh, Lord.
And Brittany was comparing it to the Barbie horse game from her childhood. And I would just like Brittany to talk about, you know, the newer Barbie horse game, and what you did. Because I remember you saying you didn't like that it was only one horse.
Oh, yeah, and you didn't like the name of the horse either.
Yeah. Lucky for a horse? That's so basic.
It's a dog's name.
That's a dog's name. That's the name of a cereal. That's
Me Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. That's a better name for a horse. But in the old game, you had like 8 horses to choose from. You could customize them all. You could dress them up. You could put ribbons on them. You could have your favorite.
What if we were going to talk about horse inflation today, guys?
Now we have one horse, one Barbie, You don't even have like Barbie's friends. It's just Barbie and Barbie in a different font.
Oh, boo.
Named Barbie.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Not even like Barbara?
Not even Barbara. Not even full government name.
Whoa. That's great. That does sound kind of lame. I think something that has happened lately is games, they're okay with like remashing a formula, but they're not okay with going all the way.
Yeah.
So something I want to see from like the 2026 titles is like, give us some more juice. Give us some more horses. Give Brittyan more horses.
Not to sound like a crazy horse girl, but I want the horses.
Yeah, and don't name them Lucky. That is a dog's name.
Let me pick the name.
Hey, I mean, if you're as excited for the 2026 gaming season as we are, make sure to keep tuning in to The Gaming Wolf every Monday from 7 to 8, because we will be here chatting about games, chatting about video games, board games, tabletop games, all of the such. And if you ever want to learn how to get into them, leave us some comments at the Wolfie WG, send us some messages. We want to know what you want to know about. Well, I know I had fun today, and I'm excited to see you all next week for another great episode, hopefully, of The Gaming Wolf. All right. Go ahead, guys. What
Take
do you
care,
think?
folks.
Bye.